Republican candidate Ben Carson has sparked controversy with new comments about how gun control helped the Nazis.
Carson told CNN on Thursday that Nazi Germany took guns away from Jews and other citizens.
The likelihood of Hitler being able to accomplish his goals would have been greatly diminished if the people had been armed.
Because they had a powerful military machine, as you know, the Nazis.
I understand that.
They could have simply gone in, and they did go in and wipe out whole communities.
But realize there was a reason that they took the guns first, right?
Ben Carson doubled down on his point of view earlier today on ABC News.
And what's your response to the director of the Anti-Defamation League, who says your comments about guns and the Holocaust are historically inaccurate?
Which comments about the Holocaust?
The ones where you said perhaps the violence could have been lessened, the Holocaust could have been lessened if the Jewish population had more guns.
You know, that's total foolishness. I'd be happy to discuss that in depth with anybody. But it is well known that in many places where tyranny has taken over, they first disarm the people. There's a reason that they disarm people. They don't just do it arbitrarily.
Rebecca Berg from RealClearPolitics joins us from Washington to help us break it all down. Rebecca, let's start with some of these controversial comments from Carson. It seems as if he has had to clarify a lot in the last week. Let's start with the Holocaust. How is that impacting him in the polls and overall in the race?
Well, it's a little soon to see how it's going to impact him in the polls, but if you look at the type of people who have been supporting Ben Carson, you have evangelicals, you have a lot of far-right conservatives who are very pro-gun, and so that's the kind of people he's trying to speak to when he says something like this. But as a presidential candidate, a good rule of thumb is just to never mention Nazis, the Holocaust, Hitler. It always gets you in trouble.
Right. Can we talk about the other big story that's affecting the Republican Party, the speaker's race, and it's sort of become another showcase for the divisions within the Republican Party. How do you think voters are viewing this?
Well, I'm not sure that voters are even really thinking about this. And yesterday, Chris Christie said that no one really cares what's happening in Washington. The American people really just care about Washington working again. I think we're going to see a lot of Republicans on the presidential circuit trying to make that same point, that this is just reflective of the culture in Washington, not of the Republican Party. But look at what Democrats are going to be saying about this. I bet they're going to try to make this into an example of how Republicans work in Washington and try to use it as a reason that Americans maybe shouldn't elect a Republican to the White House.
Rebecca, CBS News has confirmed that President Obama is considering an executive order for stricter background checks on gun sales. How do you think that is going to impact the race?
Well, we'll certainly hear a lot about this from the Republican side, because a big theme for them has already been the president abusing his powers of executive action. And so this will be one more example for them to use on the trail. But it could have an interesting effect on the Democratic side as well, because we've seen Hillary Clinton come out and push for executive action on gun control. She has said it's something she would pursue if she were president. If the president does this himself, it sort of takes away one of her big arguments on gun control. So we'll see how she has to shape her message accordingly.
All right, Rebecca Berg, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a quick programming note for you. Sunday on Face the Nation, moderator John Dickerson will have the latest on the race for Speaker of the House. He also goes one-on-one with Donald Trump and Ben Carson.